Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the lesson. We have a special lesson today because we have a special guest at our lesson. Let me introduce this guest. It's Anisiia. She is a student at the National Academy of Ostroh. She is in year 4 at the academy. And in the moment, she is having her practice in teaching in our school. And she attends lessons, she observes students at the lessons, and she is going to teach some students. And today she is present at your lesson, and she is giving a presentation on her academy. So I am going to give the floor to Anisiia. And at the end of the presentation, please ask questions, any questions you want to know from Anisiia. So welcome to this lesson with a special guest. Anisiia, welcome, and I am giving the floor to you. Introduce yourself, please, and share your presentation.
So, hello guys, my name is Anisiia and I'm 21 years old. I am a student of the National University of Ostroh Academy and I am a senior, which means I'm the 4th year student. And today I would like to share with you with my experience, where I'm studying, what students do there and what I do there. So let's start with a little bit of history. So Ostroh Academy is the national university located in Ostroh, Rivne Oblast. Today the university is recognized as one of the most prestigious higher education institutions in Ukraine. The academy was founded in 1576 and by Vasil Konstantin Ostroysky. Among the graduates of the academy was Hetman Petro Konashevich Sahaidachny, and also Ostroh Academy is the only Ukrainian university that has twice entered the Guinness Book of Records and won the nomination of longest reading marathon. So moving on, you can see there are 5 faculties or departments and the Malinovsky Institute of Law. And I'm in the Department of Romance and Germanic Languages. So we can see we have English speaking club, Polish language club, French speaking club, German language clubs. And every year a lot of foreign students, they come from different countries. They come from Ecuador, Canary Islands, Azerbaijan, USA. There are a lot of volunteers from USA. And I had one teacher from US and her name was Colleen. She was so charming and she was so expressive, and I could tell the difference between English teachers and Ukrainian teachers. And they have different methods of teaching. And I gained a lot of experience from her because she told us how to pronounce words correctly, and I didn't notice that. And we were so lucky as a group because she taught us the whole year, and it was an eye-opening experience. And I liked when we had classes outside of the building on fresh air, because I liked when teachers allowed us to, of course with teachers, to have studying outside of the building, just sitting on the bench and admiring the nature and enjoying the study. So in our department, as you can see, we have Freshers' Day. So Freshers' Day, it's the day when older students prepare for a freshman's fantastic activities or performances to younger students, the first year students. And I also took part in this and the game called the Hunger Games. You can tell by the name what we had to do. So we just basically, you had to run around the academy, receive the information, and just carrying out a lot of challenges. So the next it is our rector, so Igor Pasishnik, rector of the National University of Ostroh Academy. So he is, when we didn't have online studying, he dressed up as a beekeeper on celebration day of academy because of his surname, and he always called us bees or his beehive. Um, and he's so kind. He talks to us as if we are his kids. He cares about the academy. He cares about students. He always gathered students in big halls. Um, we just talked about different things, and he tried to solve our problems as well. And he's so approachable. You can just talk with him. He's not like a celebrity, don't touch me, but he's a really nice person. But and yeah, so moving on. This is the scientific library of Ostroh Academy. You can see how it is inside on your right, and this is the place the library takes. It's so stunning and amazing, and a lot of students come there. They take pictures. When we had breaks, you can be sure that every angle will be perfect. So, but this is the new building. The first one I show you, it was the old building, but this is the new building. And Ostroh Academy received the latest multimedia computers and softwares. Also, this new building, as you can see, there are transparent glass doors of auditoriums. It's like a kind of open space when you can see somebody who is working, and definitely you can see some who works, who doesn't work, and there's for example, you can see dean's office. And the cost of this construction is over 125.3 million hryvnias, of which 75 are from the state budget. The rest is the help of patrons. So it's cost too much. But here you can see IT rooms, where people entertain themselves, where they relax, or just unwind. And here you can see the dean. Is the dean of psychology, and this is the TV. It's like you can just see your schedule. And yeah, and to sum up, I would love to say that I like Ostroh Academy, and I have never regretted entering there, and I'm happy to be there. So that's it. Maybe you have some questions, and I would be happy to answer.
Dear Anisiia, thank you very much for your presentation. It's really interesting. It's really informative, and you are very fluent in English. And it was interesting for us to listen to your presentation. Okay, dear students, you're welcome to unmute your microphones and to ask questions. Any questions concerning Anisiia's studies or concerning her personal life, or maybe some challenges in her life. So you are welcome with your questions. Please be active, unmute your microphones and ask questions. What are you interested in? You're welcome. Anya Matyushuk, any questions? Ksyusha, okay, you have raised your hand. You're welcome, Ksyusha.
Was it difficult to enter university?
It wasn't difficult for me, and because if you're talking about the exams, like my test wasn't higher, but I managed to pass, and the dean called me, and she told me that I could I applied and I could enter.
Yes, great. Thank you, Ksyusha, for your question. Actually, I think, Anisiia, it wasn't so easy to pass an exam at high score and to enter this academy, because I know that it's really prestigious. So it's not so easy to enter this academy.
Yeah, of course. You have to prepare, you have to be ready, you have to know what is going on.
Yes, and I also liked the fact that you have the opportunity to communicate with native speakers. Yes,
of course, we were so lucky. Yes, it was the best experience for me, because she, like I told you, Colleen, she was so expressive. She was so charming and approachable, and she always did presentations. You can tell the difference between American teachers and between Ukrainian teachers.
Yes, right. I completely agree because they are very open-minded. I
Yeah.
also had my field experience in the USA for a month and a half, and it was great to be there, to attend school, to attend university, to work with all that stuff.
Yeah, and you know, it's human thing that we think what others will think, because I'm not fluent in English. But she told us that she doesn't care. She tries to teach us,
Right.
and it doesn't matter if you make mistake. If you want to correct yourself, it's really great.
Right. The most important thing about learning English is not to be afraid of speaking.
Yeah.
Yes, at first it is challenging to express your opinions in English, but if you do your best, if you try,
Mhm.
you'll make a progress.
I would say the academy is gave me this path that I would say maybe I'm fluent, and um, I'm not afraid. I'm trying not to be afraid to talk, to speak my mind.
Right. And it's a great skill, you know, when you are
Yeah.
open-minded and you share with people your knowledge. And of course, we learn a lot from other people. Yes, and the main thing is to overcome this barrier in communication, just to express, just to be, try to be natural, try to show your emotions,
Yeah.
try to use your language.
Because I remember when I was 10, in the 10th grade or in 11th grade, I was shy. I was shy, and I didn't like to express myself. But I now understand that it doesn't matter right now.
Correct. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes.
Yeah.
At least you use vocabulary and you want to express with the help of words, and people will understand you even with some grammar errors.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I see Darinka Matyashuk has raised her hand. Darinka, you're welcome with your question.
Is it difficult to study in Ostroh Academy?
I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. It You have to prepare for every lesson, and there's some students as in school or in academy that are lazy, that don't want to do nothing. But if you want to have a job, if you want to have a prestigious job, so you have to work hard.
Yes, it's also a good skill learning during all your life. There's
Yeah.
never a limit to your knowledge. You always need to improve your skills. Even if it seems that you know everything, you don't know everything.
Yeah, you have to develop yourself every day. And like as I said, we have I wouldn't say that we have a strict teachers, but I have one that I adore him, but I'm a little bit scared because he's so demanding, but he teaches us very well.
What subject is he teaching?
He taught stylistic and stylistics.
Okay, thank you. Anisiia, Dasha has raised her hand. Dasha, you're welcome.
What is interesting in your studies?
Um, what is interesting when you achieve what you wanted, like you wanted to teach English or teach German, and when you gain that knowledge, you can know that you have a power that you can work. Maybe that's that's the answer.
Yes, thank you. And what foreign languages are you learning in the academy?
I'm learning German besides English, and a little bit of Spanish, but I'm only A1. Yeah, I have to improve.
Is it an optional subject to study Spanish?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
In Spanish and German, so you can choose between German and French. My sister, she's also on the same department, but she's in another subgroup, and she studies French.
Okay, and are there any mandatory foreign languages you need to study there? You
Just English.
just English, yes, mandatory, and French, Spanish, and German are all optional subjects.
Yeah, you can choose between, and also you can choose between Spanish and Polish.
Okay, yes, it's interesting. And are you involved in some extracurricular activities? For example, you told us how you celebrate Freshers Day, yes? And some other, do you organize discos or maybe have some special meetings or you are involved in some eco projects or anything else?
No, I'm not involved, and it's a pity because right now we have this online studying, so it's really hard to prepare. And if we had a chance, of course, I would love to do some organizable things.
Yes, and do students do volunteering at university?
Of
Is
course,
welcomed or not?
there, of course, there's a. If you're asking this, our students, Ukrainian students.
Yes.
Yes, I even when I was a first year student, I also took a part in this volunteering. There's the delegation arrived in our academy, and I kind of participated.
Yes, thank you. Great. Any more questions? Maybe we have some questions in chat. Let me have a look. Okay, dear students, if your microphone doesn't work, you're welcome to ask and to type your questions in chat. Any more questions?
Maybe not in chat because I can't see.
But I can see, I will read if someone types there. Have you got any more questions? So you are on distance learning now too, right?
Right now, yes, and if everything will be okay, we will be studying offline in March.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are your future plans? What are you going to be? What are you going to do in your future? So it's the fourth year of your studies,
Yes.
and you get your bachelor's degree, right? Your
Yes.
bachelor's degree. And are you going to apply for a master's degree and to continue your studies, or you quit with studies?
You know, I don't know because my parents want to continue master's degree, to apply to a master's degree, but I guess I will do my master's degree because it's I think with this degree you can have a prestigious job or work in company or work as a manager.
Yes, right. Maybe more chances, more opportunities for better future, for better paid job.
Yes, so you have to think properly and considerably.
Right. And what do you think? Are you going to apply for master's degree in Ukraine or maybe to go abroad and to study there?
In Ukraine, yes, it would be easy for me.
And the same educational establishment, I mean the National Academy of Ostroh or another one?
I don't know.
Yeah, you will choose, you will decide.
Hard to tell.
Okay, Dasha has raised her hand. Dasha, you're welcome.
Why don't you afraid of talking before a group of people?
I don't afraid because I broke that barrier, and you just have to express yourself. You don't have to be shy. Even right now that you are sitting, you don't have to be shy. Express yourself, even though you're talking with the mistakes. It's okay because if you made mistake, you can say, okay, I make the mistake, so okay, I will write it down and I will remember that.
Yes, thanks. Any more questions? And yes, okay, I asked you about plans if you continue your studies or you quit with studies, and what job are you going to have in the future? Are you going to work as a teacher?
Maybe I would love to work as a teacher or as a translator or interpreter. I would love to work as an interpreter, and we studied that. Um, yes, and that's it.
Very interesting. Okay, could you please explain the difference between interpreter and translator? Maybe because students don't know.
So, translator, when you translate on your computer, it's everything you do with the technology. or maybe not technology. It doesn't it's necessary, but interpreter, when you translate orally, when there is a for example, there write delegations, they're speaking in English, so you wear headphones, you listen to them, and you have a microphone, and other people that are sitting in the auditorium or the public, they have also headphones, and they see your translation, for example, in Ukrainian or in Japan, in Chinese or in German.
Yes, thank you for the clear explanation. Yes, so usually you translate in a written form, right? Or you use technology, and interpretation is always orally and just on the spot usually, yes, during the meetings. Thank you. Dasha, one more question, you're welcome.
I often invited to conference like this.
Are you often invited? Do people invite you to participate in such meetings like this?
No, because I have to have experience. It's when we had classes like that to practice. I would say it's hard because you have to listen and translate, and also there is a translation that goes. Not you stop your audio and you then translate, but you have to translate sequentially, послідовно.
Yes, thanks. Thanks. Okay, and could you tell us, please, what are challenges while studying? Some difficulties, some problems? Because students in 1 year, they will finish school, they will enter higher educational establishments. So maybe you can give some tips how to deal with problems, how to overcome challenges in their student life.
First thing first, you have to be organizable person. You have to manage your time. It's the number one. You have to have priorities. What's first? Is it studying or is it parties? You have to you have, of course, you can relax, you can go outside with friends, but you have to set one rule. Is it studying or is it parties?
Yes, thank you very much. Very useful tips. They are also useful for our everyday life, you know, to be well organized. Yes, to keep your working place clean, it's also necessary. To be a tidy person, to be polite when we speak about relations between people.
Because when you will leave your home, you will live in an apartment or in a dormitory гуртожиток. But I live in an apartment, in a private apartment. But I live with the two girls, with my sister and with one girl. And you have to tidy your room because you don't want to live in a mess. You have to pay for the apartment and to check and to be and check everything. Yeah, and that's it.
Great, great. And what personal skills do people need to have to be successful in life? So you need to be flexible. Yes, you need to adapt to different situations.
Yeah.
You need to be friendly with people around you, to be open-minded. Maybe some more personal characteristics.
I would say you have to be communicative and do not try to argue with people, because these people in the future will help you. And I know that you don't have to be shy, you have to be communicative. This is this is the main rule, because these people could help you in your studying. So maybe just if you don't like this person, try to be neutral to that person, and do not argue with them.
Yes, it's a very useful tip, not to be aggressive, to be always supportive, to be friendly to other people, to be easygoing, to share. And a good skill is, Yes, and you mentioned about priorities. Do you prefer studying or do you prefer going out with your friends and relaxing? So it's really important to think about what is more important in life and how it will reflect on your future life.
Of course.
Thank you. And I see Dasha has raised her hand. Dasha, you're welcome.
Do you spend a lot of time for studying?
This semester, I would say yes. I have spent a lot of money, money too. I have spent a lot of time studying, even online, because I know maybe in schools there's kids that don't want to study, but I know if yes, I study pretty hard. I'm talking about myself because I want my future. I want to have a prestigious job.
Thank you. Very interesting. Dear students, have you got any more questions to Anisiia? Would you like to ask any more questions? What are your hobbies? What do you love doing in your free time?
Maybe you can see I love to draw, and also this is my sister. She likes to draw. I like listening to music. I like to do sport. I'm trying to keep fit because you know this situation when you're sitting in front of your computer is pretty hard. So you have to stand up to do warm-ups, exercises on your eyes, on your hands, on your spine.
Again, very useful tip that we should mind our health, especially in today's
Yeah.
situation when we are working online
Yeah.
a lot and spend a lot of time in front of the computer. Anya Matyushok, have you got a question? You're welcome, please.
Yes. How many people study in a group?
So we have a faculty, and faculty consists of 70 people. Then we divide into I don't remember. Right now we have two big groups, so it's each group has 30 people, for example, and they divide. I'm in a subgroup. It's a small group, so we consist of 10 people. It's really small group. It's really easy to work. I would say for me to work.
I think actually you have 6 or 7 subgroups on your faculty.
Yeah.
Mhm. Good. And Dasha has raised her hand. Dasha, you're welcome with your question.
Do you have a party during studying?
Maybe when we didn't have online, as I said, so we had parties. There are performances. When students prepare some activities or performances or even jokes, so you have to go to the building and you buy tickets and you sit, you enjoy. And also you enjoy the jokes, the jokes about teachers or about the student life. It's more about sarcastic way.
Yes, thank you for your interview. Thank you for your presentation, Anisiia. We really appreciate your visit to our lesson.
Thank you
It was
for
very interesting, yes. And you are a real role model to my students, I think, because you are a hardworking student. You have the aim in your life, goal, a big goal, and you are making steps to achieve your goal. And it's a very useful skill too. And besides, you are extraordinary person because you also spend a lot of time doing such pleasurable activities like drawing, doing sports, taking care of your health. Really lovely paintings behind you, really lovely. I see you love painting, I think, landscapes, nature, flowers.
Yeah, and it's only one wall. I have other walls. And in my hall there's because I went to painting To art, yeah, art. I went to art maybe 3 years, and I studied there, and we studied there very beautiful techniques and methods how to draw.
Great, Anisiia. Have you got any questions to my students? Maybe you want to ask them. They will eagerly answer, I think.
Maybe
2 or 3 questions.
I don't know. Are you hardworking? Is it? It's interesting to hear.
Yes. Do you consider yourselves hardworking students?
Yeah.
Who would like to answer
Who was
this
the
question?
last one who answered?
Yes, it was Dasha maybe, or it was Anya. Girls, who would like to answer this question? Are you a hardworking person? Anya Matyushko, can you answer? Do you consider yourself to be a hardworking person?
Yes.
You think yes. Yes, Anya is a very hardworking person. And Anya is also very diligent. And she does all her homework and she is active during online lessons, and she sends all her online homework to me to check.
That's
She's
great.
always prepared for the lesson. Yes, she's
Yeah.
a highly motivated student.
The teacher really appreciate when a student sends a homework on time, when the student is really active and try to communicate with the teacher.
Right, okay. Maybe you have more questions to my students?
Are you going to apply to Ostroh Academy?
Who would like to study at Ostroh Academy? I think Anisia's presentation was really interesting because we learned more about this educational establishment, some opportunities.
It is only few pictures. I would love to share with you a lot of pictures, but it's only I'm trying to be more consistent.
Yeah, great. But it was interesting, not so long, and we didn't feel bored during your presentation. Would you like to apply for Ostroh Academy?
Maybe just thinking about.
Just thinking about, or maybe would you like to study in Ukraine, or you prefer going abroad and to study there? So what do you think? What are your future plans? Maybe Dasha, will you comment on this question? Would you prefer to study in Ukraine or to go abroad and study there? What are your preferences? Dasha, can you? Yes, you're welcome.
Ukraine. I don't want to study in Ostroh Academy because I have friends who study there, and everyone said that you need to learn a lot. But my life is not without parties.
Yeah, thank you, Dasha, for your answer. Dasha has an elder sister, and her elder sister graduated from our school, and now she is also a first-year student in Kyiv Linguistic University, and she also studies English. And I know that Dasha is interested in ICT. She wants to become a programmer in the future, but she's good at foreign languages too. Okay. Thank you, Anisiia. Thank you very much for joining our lesson.
And thank you for having me.
Okay,